Hello, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me today on the podcast. I just really appreciate you being here. I know you have so many choices, and I am so thankful that you are spending time with me today for this very special episode. This is one that came to me. I've been talking about this for the last year or so. It's kind of come up in some conversations, but there is a moment that I realized I need to talk about this more. And I know I want to put it on the podcast one of these days, and today is that day. And it's the idea that labels can become limits. And let me tell you, the moment that I knew this is something that I want to talk about more, and it was because I saw the impact in real life when I shared this message. So often I do things virtually, which is fun and I love it. But when I can be in the room with people, it is so impactful to see the things that resonate with people. And so I'm trying to do more speaking, more in-person stuff this year, which is really fun. And so towards the end of last year, I was at a lunch and someone came up to me. Her name is Dana, and she became a client of mine, which I'm so excited that I'm working with her. And she came up to me after the speaker had introduced me to the room, and she said, "Amanda, I am a procrastinator. I need your help." And I looked at her and I said, "Dana, you are not a procrastinator. You probably have a habit of procrastinating, but that's not who you are." And so often we have these labels that become our limits, and I don't want this to be what limits you. And right away, like I saw her face change, her shoulders dropped a little bit. And I was like, oh my gosh, that really, like that helped her in an instant, in 30 seconds, right? However long it took me to say that. And I thought, oh my gosh, more people need to hear this. And so I hope that it just helped your shoulders drop. I hope that it helped you realize, oh, maybe I've been saying those things too. And I need to really think about how that's limiting me. Because in that instant, I was able to basically help Dana see that while procrastination is certainly something that hinders progress, I'm not trying to say it doesn't, but it's not who Dana is. It's not who you are. We are a culmination of our actions, but it's not one action doesn't describe who you are, right? And so she was holding on to this and feeling bad about it and thinking, I can't get stuff done because I'm a procrastinator. Where I was able to say, that's not who you are. You just did it. You just took that action, but you can take a totally different action. And so I want you to think about, what are the labels and phrases that you're holding on to that are becoming your limits? And this is something that I share inside my DIY course. It's called Path. And it's just one of the lessons in there. And so Path helps you create a plan on your own. It's actually the system I use in my VIP half days, which are so much fun. And if you want my support, I would love to work with you in that way. But if you don't have the time or the resources, financial or otherwise, to work with me one-on-one, but you want to learn my system of how I help my clients create a plan that's actually realistic for them so that they can achieve their goal, Path is a great option. It's $97, super easy. You do it at your own pace, and you can finish it between 2 and 4 hours. I've had people tell me they've done it in 2 hours, which is like super fast, and I love it. Those are people who listen to the podcast a lot. They are the ones that are like, I've heard you talk about this, so I've already thought about it, and I could do it faster. The other people who are a little bit newer to me, maybe take more time, maybe want that a little bit more space, are at the 4-hour mark. But it is a course where you can go through at your own pace, but I don't want it to collect digital dust, so it's very, very short to implement. So this is something that I put in there because yes, I help you create a plan for your, 90-day milestone. So you basically identify your goal, your 90-day milestone, and then you have a weekly plan for the next 12 weeks so that you know what to do. But part of that is identifying the potential roadblocks that are going to stop you. Because chances are you've created plan and plan and plan after plan and not completed the plan. That's why you're here. Because you're like, Amanda, I can't finish things. This is why I struggle, right? And so one of the reasons that you probably didn't finish the plan is because you hit a limit. It's not the only reason why life can throw us curveballs, those sort of things. But these things are sneaky. These will get in your way, just like it did for Dana. She thought, I can't do it. I'm a procrastinator. I'm putting words in her mouth. She didn't say it just like that. But her brain was telling her, well, you didn't do it before, so you're not going to do it again. And we have to rewire that. And that's how I'm able to help people one-on-one. But if you need to do this on your own, like you totally can, between this podcast episode and the DIY course path, like you can do this. So basically, you want to think about your labels and your phrases. So I'm going to give you some that have come up many, many times with clients. Procrastinator is the number one. I hear this all the time, and it plagues us all. We all procrastinate. You've probably heard me talk about procrastinating as well. It's when we are working, we are doing things in our business and towards our goal, but it's not the thing that we need to do. It's the thing that's easier. And so procrastination. A lot of people also hold on to, well, I have these big dreams, but I never do anything about it. And so they feel like a big dreamer and not a doer. And that can really stop you and it's basically saying like, I didn't do it before, so what makes me think I can do it now? Some people may put a label on you and you latch on to it. So like when people say, oh, how's your little business going? Seemingly so innocent. And that person probably really doesn't even know what they're saying, but it gets you. And you're like, oh yeah, it is just a little business. So maybe I shouldn't put in too much effort. And it'll get you because it's not a little business. It's your business, period. It's not a little one. It's so big for you. So don't hold on to that one. Lazy, overachiever, perfectionist, workaholic. These are also labels that become limits. Also phrases like, I have to work harder to make more money. That's a big one that gets us. I'll raise my hand on that one. And it often comes from a really good work ethic. You were probably told, like, if you work hard, you'll do amazing things in your life. It's a great thing to think, and it gives you great work ethic. However, it can become a limit because as an entrepreneur, some things can actually be easy and you can make more money. And so it'll get in your way. A comparison and saying like, others can do it, but I don't think I can. That can get in your way. Or my family or my friends are going to think differently of me if I make more money than them. Also a big one. Lots of money stuff. Not that I'm a money mindset coach or anything, but a lot of that comes into entrepreneurship. So we got to pay attention to it. And another one that comes up a lot. I actually just responded to an email yesterday when I'm recording this about this very thing. And it's, I need more education. I need more certification before I can, whatever it is. So what you have to do is identify what those things are for you. And it doesn't mean that these things are necessarily like not true anytime. Like again, you could procrastinate and it's great to be very self-aware, but you are not a procrastinator. Like that's not the only thing you are. You're also a very awesome human. Right. I just truly believe that. So you're also other things. So it's like, okay, maybe I've procrastinated, but it doesn't say that's who I am as a whole. Same thing with like the certifications and the education. Like I'm not against having another piece of education or certification behind your name if you really want it. But that is often a limit that we hide behind pretty quickly so that we prolong, really it's procrastination a little bit. So we're taking action on doing something. We're like, oh, once I get that, it'll solve my problem. Chances are it's not going to solve the problem. Sometimes it can. Like if you want to be a surgeon, I very highly recommend that you go get the education to do that. For sure. Please do not cut on anyone before getting the education before doing that, right? You have to do these things. However, most of the people that I work with are like, I need another certification. It's not the first one. It's like the 17th that they need another one. They want another piece of credential. They think it's going to help the feeling of being more confident. They also think it's going to help them make more money. That is not true. Most certifications, most educations, even at like the college level, you get the training on how to do the thing you're trying to do, right? How to be a surgeon or how to be a dentist, how to be a veterinarian, how to be a whatever it is. What they don't teach you is how to market that skill. It's a really tough thing. So when you get it, you're like, great. I'll build it, they'll come. No, that's not how it works. This is not Field of Dreams over here. We have to actually implement and market ourselves as an entrepreneur and say, this is how I can help you. And so if you have no way of marketing that new certification, that new training, you're going to feel the exact same way. You're just going to have one more title behind your name. And so you just have to know that going in. There's nothing wrong with it. You just have to know it. You have to plan for it. You have to find programs that have it in there, or find someone who can help you do it. So I'll get off that soapbox because I just feel like it gets so many people. But we have to identify those labels and those limits. So make a list for yourself and say, okay, these are the things which resonated. You may have different ones than I just mentioned. Those are the ones that I see the most. Then what you want to do, basically you can have a two sides of a piece of paper, right? One side is, this is the label, this is the limit that I have. The other side is going to be the rephrase that we can rewire your brain. So this is what we have to do, because what happened is your brain has been wired to think, I'm a procrastinator. And so you believe that. Your brain is searching for evidence to prove it, because that's how our brain works. However, we can rewire neural pathways with new phrases. And so what you need is something to combat that, so that you can, it takes time to rewire, but you need to have that phrase ready. This is something that I help clients with when we do that VIP day, because I can see what is stopping them and we can come up with those. I have them write it on a Post-it, put it on a note on their phone, have it ready. When they feel that limit coming on, when they feel that label, I want them to read this other phrase. So we really come up with that together. Again, this is inside of Path, my course, so you can do this on your own. I'll give you two examples from different clients, both related to money, because I think it's important to talk about money. And so the first one was, I heard one of my clients say, if I have to work this hard for $60,000, how much harder am I going to have to work to get over 100? That immediately was like, okay, that's that phrase. That's that sneaky phrase that we have to work hard in order to make more. Again, I'm not saying you can't work hard. Hard work is awesome. But often as an entrepreneur, the thing that comes the easiest to you can often make you more money. The thing is you have to be efficient at it. We have to think about our time. We have to think about systems. So what we rephrased for her, so when she says, how much harder am I going to have to work to cross over the $100,000 mark? Here's the phrase we came up for her. My income potential is not limited by my current workload. I am constantly learning and growing, which will lead to greater efficiency and higher earnings. Now, it could be way more fun than that. If you wanted it to be like a little more silly, you get to come up with this. She wanted something that felt really good like that. Another person had that limiting belief of like, I'm not smart enough to make X number of dollars or to make more money, whatever the case is for you. And what we came up for her was, I am capable and worthy of financial abundance and success. Capable and worthy. These are the two things that we have to remember. Yes, you are capable. If someone else has done it, why can't you? That became the title of my book, right? Why not you? Because I truly believe it. If something is on your heart, if you really want to do something, why can't you do it? If you're in the way, then that gives you the keys to the castle. Because if you're the limiting belief, if the thoughts in your mind that you can rewire are the only thing holding you back, oh my gosh, it's limitless what you could do. So rewiring that, I am capable and I am worthy. The worthy part might be something you need to work with with a therapist. I will say that. I'm a coach, not a therapist. And so I'm here to help you identify things. And oftentimes my clients are also working with a therapist at the same time. And it's very helpful because they can work on the deep stuff, the internal stuff that is not in my scope of work. But just knowing I am capable and I am worthy of financial abundance, of whatever the number is going to help that one client push through that I'm not smart enough, I'm not whatever enough to make more money. And so this is your accountable action for today. I want you to think about the limits because of the labels, right? I want you to think about what's stopping you. What phrases, what labels are becoming the limits that are stopping you from hitting your goal, from achieving the things that you want to do in your life. Because I promise you, my dear friend, these labels will limit you so hard and you won't even know it's happening. You'll think it's other things, but now that you know this, now that you heard this, you can't unhear it. You will remember this, and I promise you, I don't know if you'll take action. I wish I could make sure that you could take action because I know it would impact you, but you can't unhear what you just heard today. The next time that you hear the word procrastinator or you feel like you procrastinated, I guarantee you'll remember this. And I hope you do, because I gave that example for a reason. Most people struggle with procrastination. Most people struggle with not feeling like they are good enough, smart enough to get to the next level of success. You have to rewire your brain. You have to catch it. You have to catch it and rephrase it. And it's a very simple thing. Just think of one limit right now. Think of one label that you are holding on to, whether you gave it to yourself or someone gave it to you, and you're holding on to it and you're saying, this is me. Someone said, or I said, this is who I am. And I don't need to hold on to this anymore. You know it. You already know it. I don't even have to ask you to write it down. You already know it. You know it in your gut. You know it in your mind. You know what it is because you've said it a million times to yourself and it's crushing you. It's crushing your progress. And so you know that. You know it. And now I need you to come up with a rephrase of how can I reframe this in a way so that every time I think it, it's something really quick. I know I read some examples. It can be anything that if it is for you that I'm a procrastinator, all you have to say is, I am not a procrastinator. I have a habit of procrastinating, but I can change that. Done. That's your thing. Just say that. You catch it. I am not. You can say, I am not this, but I can do this. Whatever the case is, if you struggle with the not enoughness, you say, I am enough. I am smart enough. I am resourceful enough to do whatever it is. You say that. You rewire your brain so that you have that rephrase. And I don't know if you need to write it on a Post-it and put it right in front of you, put it on a note in your phone, have a reminder so that you read it every morning, whatever it is. Do the thing. And I want you to really start to hold on to this because just like labels can become limits, the positive labels, I am enough. I am not a procrastinator. And just because I did something once doesn't mean I'll do it forever. Those are pretty powerful. Those are the powerful things that are no longer limits. They're the thing that help you push through all the hard times. And so I want you to remember that and just know that I believe in you. I believe in you in the moments that you don't believe in yourself because I know that there's going to be those. There are moments I don't believe in myself and I need my coaches and I need my friends and I need my support system. And so in the moment that you don't believe in yourself, just know with no uncertainty whatsoever, I believe that whatever is put on your heart that you want to do, that you can do it. I do believe things will get in your way, and this is one of them. So I want you to anticipate those roadblocks. So if you want to go through the course path or you want to work with me, just go to amandamckinney.com/work with me. You can see all those options right away, and I would love to work with you or see you go through path and tell me how it goes because I would love, love, love to nothing more than to cheer you on as you are pursuing your goal. So I want you to go through this exercise, rewire your brain. And enjoy not having that limit hold you down anymore. And until next time, keep being accountable so you can achieve your goals. I'll talk to you soon.